Hello, in today's episode of Angie's India, my guest today is an emerging leader of the Congress Party. She's a woman, a very well-spoken and intelligent lady, a youth and a future leader, very, very powerful, very sophisticated, and also speaks her heart and mind. There's a few things I'd like to tell you about Mumtaz. She's been a leader of the Congress Party and also she's the daughter of the veteran leader, late Ahmed Patel ji. She has seen politics closely and also now would like to implement it in her future course of life, her career, and also with all the experience she runs through her foundations and charities where she has always helped her father in his political career. So let me introduce to you today my guest, Mumtaz Patel. Hi Mumtaz, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
So you're the new kid on the block?
Absolutely.
I didn't want to joke and make you sound like a kid because I see you're such a beautiful young lady and now gearing up to be a new big politician in India, as I can see it coming sooner or later, if not today, tomorrow. And also I've seen and heard you talk in many other shows and give your views on many channels, and I've seen that you really speak from your heart and you speak your mind and you're not scared or worried about what others say or what the repercussions would be. So that's why I thought it would be really nice to have your insights on your future political journey, the past that you have seen in Gujarat while campaigning with your father and what you've learned from him and what legacy you'd like to take forward. So my first question would be that when did you really get interested in politics?
Grew up around politics, so Anjali, I feel that it was always in the blood, and watched it from the side, watched it inside the house, but never really got involved because Papa kept us far away.
Yes.
But like I said, it's in the blood, and always had shown that desire that I would like to be in mainstream politics at some point of time in life.
Right. Politics is a bit of a complicated profession, and you've obviously seen it very closely. As you said, you've seen the campaigning side of it, you've seen your father do a lot of work for a lot of different NGOs and your own foundations. And did your first interest, besides seeing what you saw at home, start also when you were helping him in all these
No, to be honest, I think we saw very hardcore politics. Politics related, in fact, more to the organization, the Congress Party that he belonged to and I belong to now. And we've always seen, we've seen when the Congress Party has been in power, but things like members of parliament or ministers did not make too much sense to me because my father always, his first priority was the organization and for the people.
Yes.
And I have viewed politics always as social service because you say it's complicated, yes, but you are representing people and you're representing people to work for them.
Yes.
So that is what I've seen my father always while growing up doing, and that is what I hope to.
You would want to do.
That is what I hope to do in the future.
Yes. So you've spent most of your time in Delhi, and of course your family background and your family home and home state is Gujarat and your village is Bharuch, your constituency, sorry. And so basically, how do you see the transition of you wanting to carry all the work and the politics that you've seen there to the central stage now that you're in mainstream, in Delhi and Delhi politics of the Congress and as well of the country?
So to be honest, I have always seen politics from Delhi and from a very central view.
Yes.
I have always been associated with Gujarat as home.
Yes.
And with my family being there, with our ancestral village being there. So Gujarat has been home to us, but never saw politics from the Gujarat angle because we grew up in Delhi. So we've seen central level politics mostly.
That's right.
But after my father passed away a few years ago, we got more involved in Gujarat and we realized that people miss him over there, and I think it was a very organic organic way that we got involved in Gujarat, in the constituency, in the area, with the people. So we are working. I mean, that's our home state.
Yes.
But I'm still learning. I'm still getting to know Gujarat politics better. And yes, it's very complicated.
Yes. Why is it that Gujarat is, I mean, the Congress party, and which is your party, has done a lot in Gujarat. But why, whenever anyone tries to or thinks of Gujarat, why is it given the impression that it belongs like to only the BJP or to the RSS? And what are your views on that? Why is that? How is that impression been branded or put together? Or how would you like to change it, being an emerging Congress leader?
You know, it's perception to say mostly, because up till even a decade ago, Congress party and the BJP have been at an equal footing, more or less, even though Congress has not had a state government in 30 years now, nearly. But we've always had 11, 12 Lok Sabha members of the Congress party. We've always had a good chunk of Vidhan Sabha MLAs.
Right.
But it's only in the last 10 decades, last 10 years, that after the emergence of Narendra Modi ji as the Prime Minister in the center, the focus has been about Gujaratis ruling the country, and it's a perception that BJP or the RSS owns Gujarat. However, when you go back to the ground, I would not say the urban Gujarat, but rural Gujarat still is very much about the Congress. You have a lot of people who have, since the independence, voted for Congress year after year, even today.
So, should I just define you and say that you're in a way like Gandhi ji, who brings the values of Gujarat to the center, and you'd like to, there's so much in Gujarat, the architecture, the culture, the heritage, of course the industry, the business is booming there. I'm definitely going to and would love to ask you your insights on the diamond industry there. And how would you like to bring all the USPs to the center stage, and yet be a leader and have a synergy between the culture, heritage, and be central leader like just as your father was?
So Gujarat is the land of Mahatma Gandhi ji, Sardar Vallabh Patel ji, you know. We've always had very enterprising people. Gujaratis have been very enterprising, very progressive in their thinking. Gujarat has been a very progressive state. So you can't say that whatever you see now has happened only because of the BJP. I mean, I always tell this to people that way back in the 80s, in our villages, we've had piped gas lines, which is unheard of even in Delhi. You know, we've had electricity in our villages. We've had telephone lines. So it is not like another village of UP or Bihar where they still suffer today.
Right.
So all this has not happened due to BJP rule. When I say in the 80s, I'm talking 30, 40 years ago. This was all under the Congress rule. And people as such are very honest in the sense in terms of their values, but they're very enterprising, they're business minded. Gujarat has had ports which for centuries, you know, have been like a trading melting point, right? So
and those were there in the Congress time?
No, I'm talking about centuries where you had traders coming from the West, from the Middle East coming. So it's been a melting point of culture. You've had the world's oldest port, Lothal, from Gujarat. I'm talking about during the Indus Valley civilization, you know, and it's rich culture, rich heritage. I mean, it's called the jewel of the West for India, right? So Gujaratis have, like I said, been very, very enterprising, gone across the world, done amazingly well in business. Today, whether you see the corporate world or you see politics, it's all being run by the Gujaratis.
Yeah, so that means you somewhere behind also have a business mind and a business brain.
I wish.
Yes, somewhere must be there because as industry is booming there, as you said, it's known to be the jewel of the West. You have Surat, which has a lot of the diamond district there. And also, of course, you have such beautiful textiles coming from there, and not to miss the food. So, are you a foodie and you enjoy that food? I mean, the Gujarati food, which I love, and I know a lot of people do. And
absolutely. So, I mean, as a family, we come from the southern part of Gujarat, and we're a Muslim family. So, the food is a good amalgamation of a lot of different cultures, our kind of food I'm saying, but of course our world famous dhoklas and khapras and fafras, you know, I have in fact started enjoying this a lot last 4 years, spending so much time in Gujarat, and you know, wherever I go, shuddh shakahari food, nice farsan, so it's been great. And yes, you spoke about you know, the culture, so we have like beautiful textiles in Gujarat which is world famous.
Yes, the saris there also.
Patola, you know,
Yes,
the patola
comes from
saris, the ajrak, you have bandhani, you know, in fact you can see a little bit of bandhani in my
Yes, vibrant colors.
yeah, vibrant colors. You have the garba. You have, I mean, if you go from one end to the other in terms of Ahmedabad is India's oldest UNESCO heritage city.
Yes.
It's like again a cultural, you know, and industrial, sorry, not industrial, commercial hub of India. You have the world famous Asiatic lions available only in the Gir forest, I mean found only in the Gir forest. So there's, I mean, there's so much. So from Mahatma Gandhi's Gujarat to today, you know, robust economy. But there's a lot of flaws also coming to it, which
Yes,
we'll
yeah,
talk
we'll
about
come about
eventually.
later. Yes.
Yeah.
Having seen politics so closely at home through your father's lens and learned so much from him, his experience, him being one of the most respected politicians, and everybody loved him and his art of bringing people together and also working towards the country and keeping things confidential and advising the top leadership of the Congress. How would you see your role as a woman politician, and how do you see yourself in the next 10 years, and how would you like to contribute to the party and to the nation through your politics and your way of politics?
You know, politics that we saw growing up was very different from what I understand. Politics that is today, you know, and plus, like I said, we saw it from the outside, you know, and people were different, times were different, the system was different. It's all changed now. With the first thing that you see is the advent of social media, and it's such a powerful tool that perceptions can be formed, you know, and people can be made or destroyed. On the basis of social media, and this phenomenon wasn't there in the past. I mean, we've seen Modi ji also a phenomenon of the social media, where I mean, CM from Gujarat suddenly took the entire country by storm, and they, I mean, I should probably say that they were quick in taking advantage of mediums like Twitter and you know, Facebook, and also reputations of people like our leader Rahul Gandhi ji were also destroyed by misusing these
social
very platforms. So today, politics as we know it, for people like us who have come into the system now, a lot also depends on your perception, how you know you show yourself or your work is being showcased. And I would definitely want to use it positively. I have seen, I mean, for me also, it's been 4 years that I've come onto the ground after my father passed away, and people know me. Of course, I'm Ahmed Patel ji's daughter, but I think people recognize me better due to social media or the medium of television. You know, that's how I have also come into
your own,
my own, or maybe you can say limelight. Now, for the good or the bad, I don't know. Time will tell. But I always feel that. If you have the power of voice, and your voice can be heard, and your voice can be used to influence the public positively, then you should definitely make use of it. And I, like I said, that I would like to use my voice in a constructive, positive manner where I can influence a change, politics or not. You know, I would like to put across a small example that during COVID-19, this was after my father, during COVID-19, when my father was alive and after he passed away also, I met so many people online, and via social media we managed to help people across the country to get hospital beds, you know, plasma, oxygen, so many things. And it was the power of, you know, your voice, that you seeked help, and within minutes people across the country got together. So today, when you ask me, I think if I can use my voice and I can use these platforms to raise important issues and create awareness amongst people, and you know, take them or guide them in the right direction, I think that would be the most ideal thing for me to do.
Your father passing away came all of a sudden, and it must have been like, they must have changed a lot at home, and must have been a very low and bad phase, which would be for anyone. But I'm sure it was a big, huge loss, because he was not only a father but also a mentor, and guided you, and you looked up to him.
Absolutely, yes, and I thought I lost my father, but out there I realized that not only me, I mean, so many people lost a brother, a father, a mentor, a leader. So he had played roles in different capacities, and I always say that I discovered more about him or of him, or found out who Ahmed Patel was after he passed away.
Yes.
Because for me it was just Papa at home, and people always come to you and say that you have a legacy, and we want you to be like your father. But I must use this platform to say that I can probably never be my father, and I have inherited his moral values. I've inherited how he brought us up, what he taught us, but we're very different people.
So you want to make your own, you create your own identity and earn your own respect when it comes to in your political sphere. Yes.
You see, yes, of course, one does get a lot of respect and love and affection because I am whose daughter, he's his daughter, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, we're different people.
Yes.
And you just said outspoken and, speaks your mind out. My father would have been like the last person to speak so much and be very quiet. I'm completely the opposite, and I would always speak straight and clear. I don't know if it's a good thing in politics because one needs to be restrained.
Low-key and
not
watch
low-key,
what
but
you say,
restrained,
and be politically correct, I guess.
Yeah, politically correct is the
right
but
way,
like I said, times have changed, and sometimes you have to speak straight and call a spade a spade.
Yes, and I guess people could say you're a dynast, but I think being a dynast is an asset, not a liability, personally, because there's no harm having a legacy. And I think a lot of people in other political parties also are dynasts, so I don't think that should matter. And I'm sure you are looking to create your own niche in politics and in your career.
See, dynast, for sure. I mean, sometimes it bothers or irritates, but it's more irritation in the sense that people go on about it. But I think I'm privileged. I think I'm lucky.
Yes, you are.
I'm glad I have his name behind me.
Of course.
It has obviously given me a platform, maybe I might not have to start from the bottom. I have a platform that I start from.
Yes.
But then now where to go from that platform is going to rest on my shoulder.
Yes.
And it is up to me to make or break it. So whether I'm a dynast or not will not make a difference now. Maybe it did give me a little push, and very proud to be his daughter, happy to have his name. I'm sitting here talking to you because not only because I'm Mumtaz, but because I'm his daughter, so I have something behind me. Otherwise maybe this chance would have come another 10 years later. So I get a head start like that.
Yes.
But now whether you're going to bring me onto your show again 5 years later or not is going to depend on what I make of myself.
That's true.
So
it's a bit like I think Rahul wanting to prove himself.
I was just about to say that, that Rahul ji, I mean, his entry into politics could have been because of his family background. But despite all the trials and tribulations and everything that he went through, today he is Rahul Gandhi. He's not Rajiv Gandhi's son, neither is he Indira Gandhi's grandson. He is Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition. He is who he is, and he's
earned respect.
And he's earned his own space, and he's made his own mark.
Yes. So I think that's what you're looking at doing in the future for yourself as well. Well, you have a lot of combinations. You're from a deadly and most prominent state called Gujarat. I mean, where everyone all eyes on Gujarat, because everyone works hard, and I'm like personally most impressed with the industrialists and businessmen there, and I'm sure you'll also want to prove yourself and do your own and make your own niche like you have. And what would you advise like the youth and the women to do in India, and where should they focus their energies on? Because I'm sure you will also be an inspiring woman and youth leader in the coming years to come.
You know, what bothers me watching things, I mean, I have also grown up in the last 10 years watching the kind of politics, like I said, that we've seen, and it's not been a very easy decade for the country, if I may say so, not because I'm from the Congress party, I speak like a citizen. And my advice to the youth, you know, would be what we've seen the youth doing in the last 10 years. There is, of course, unemployment, joblessness. We've seen youth wasting their time, you know, being fanatics, being extremists, being trolling on social media, you know, just I mean, it's not been they've not used their youth constructively or in a positive way, and this I feel the government is to blame, because they have misguided and misused the youth for their own agenda. I would like the youth now, you know, I have young kids, you know, I see now the children are very aware and they have seen through all this. And I would definitely want and advise them that their focus should be on their future, their focus should be on the future of this country. They need to be able to take right decisions in picking the right ideology, you know, see what is best for the country, not get sucked into this whole caste, religion, you know, quota-based system, should not get, should not become victims to the agenda of the politics of power.
Right.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
You know, they need to, you see what's happening in the country today, the NEET exam, you're playing with the future of the country, Agniveer. All these issues that the opposition is raising now, we're talking about, this is literally playing with fire. You saw a case 2-3 days back of the IAS officer who misused, you know, all the credentials to get into the thing. So why is this happening? Because authorities are turning a blind eye to it. There is a corrupt system in place, and we are literally playing with fire, and we're throwing away the future of the youth.
Yes.
So my advice to the youth would be to now become smarter, get out of this hate-based politics, caste-based politics, religion-based politics, see what is good for you, see what is good around you, see who can do well for you in your area, you know, and support the right kind of ideology and protect the country. I mean, don't get sucked in by this agenda that दुनिया में देश का नाम रोशन हो रहा है, but देश में देखो ना क्या हो रहा है, आपके पास नौकरी नहीं है, आपके पास you know आमदनी नहीं है, आपके पास सही educational institutes नहीं हैं. So there's so many problems today. Focus there. That is what I would advise you.
The youth. So another thing I'd love to ask you, of course I've asked you all these in-depth questions about Gujarat and your father and your legacy and how you see what should be done in the country. So tell me, you're so pretty and so glamorous, and of course the package and the ideal look of a politician, a lady politician or a woman politician is that she should look very simple and dress very simple. Of course even now you're dressed very simply, but it's just glamorous because you probably put yourself together very well. So do you think that there is any issue in, or are you, when you tomorrow get into mainstream hardcore politics, I hope you're still going to look still like this and not going to go into the original package look a politician should look?
Well, it's interesting you asked this, because I'm someone who's worn a lot of khadi, and I still do.
Of course, it comes from Gujarat.
Yeah. But I mean, I wear the kind of khadi I do, and yes, sometimes I do get this very subtle advice from, you know, some of our seniors or my father's senior colleagues and all that thoda dressing pe dhyan dena.
Oh, they do tell you?
Yeah, I have that. Or I even have on social media, even 2 days back, I had recorded you know, important statement, and I was just wearing a white shirt, and somebody did comment to me, you know, ki thoda dhang se kapde or whatever, which I didn't.
But there's nothing wrong in what
I don't know,
wearing.
or maybe also because I'm a Muslim, you know, a lot of times you get trolled about a hijab and thing, you know. So it's very complicated to be in public life, but I understand that people will judge you for everything. And again, an example, we've seen let's say in Arvind Kejriwal's muffler was very famous, and we've seen.
Now he's removed it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Maybe
But-
that's not brought him some
But
good
you
luck
look
then.
at Rahul ji.
Yes.
You know, we've seen him in his white kurta pajamas, but today you see him in a t-shirt, and he's so casually dressed. It is very unlike the other politicians that you see, but that doesn't stop him from connecting with the masses. And I also understand. I will probably not dress like this and go into a village ka sabha,
Yeah.
right? But you can't hold back a person on the basis of their dressing sense or clothing. I mean, I don't want to pretend to be somebody I'm not, because today I can put up an act and dress in a certain way, and you
That's
might
right.
see me, in another place dressed up differently. Then
Yes.
people will say कि drama है. So जो मैं हूँ वो हूँ, जैसे हूँ वैसे हूँ.
Would you go into your constituency or your father's constituency wearing jeans?
No, I've never done that. I'll tell you
Okay.
why. Because see, my village is in Gujarat. My village is in that constituency, and it's a very conservative Muslim village. So whenever we went, also today, even when my kids go, they know they have to dress up in a salwar kameez, right? So I used to do that. Otherwise, also even when I was not in public life. So we know going in front of the elders. My mother still does not like us wearing a certain kind of clothes in front of my mother, father. We would never dress up like that. In the village, we will never dress up like that. So we've been raised, jaisa desh vaisa bhes, right? So Delhi mein ho, you're different. You're there, you're different, so it's fine. But I don't think you should be judged. And I also, when you ask this question, it's back to the youth also. You want people that you can relate to. With the youth also, you have to connect to them. They are like that, we are like that, we're all the same. You don't want to come into a mold where you're dressed in a certain way, you stand out very differently, because I started off by saying you're representative of the people.
People, yeah.
Be like normal people, na?
Yeah, that's true.
There is no uniform to it. You're not a doctor, or you're
Yeah.
not a lawyer that you have to be in
That's
a
true.
black coat, or you're a chef, right? You're a politician. You are one of the people. Be
can
as
wear whatever
be as
everyone
normal
else is,
as people. Yes, simplicity, of course, I understand, but simplicity where it's needed, and glamour where is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come from a state where there's the best city, I would say, for diamonds, Surat. And do you like jewelry?
Of course, who
Yes.
doesn't? All women love jewelry.
Yes, but so let me ask you, when...
I used to design jewelry, by the way.
Oh, you
but Yeah,
did?
but fashion jewelry. Yes, I have.
Okay, so
Yes.
when are you starting to do real jewelry and get us some diamonds from Surat?
No, I haven't. I mean, I do dabble in precious jewelry once in a while, but I have been a jewelry designer,
Okay.
and I have done that for many years. So, of course, I have my interest in jewelry, fashion, everything, but I mean, all women do.
Well, you put yourself together so well, and I'm an interior designer, as you're aware. How would, if you had to design your home, would you design your home with more bright colors or more subtle, or do you prefer classic or a modern style?
So I love bright colors, but I think my home would be more earthy, and I think it'll be contemporary modern.
Contemporary modern.
I think, yeah, it would be
So
like that.
like
I think
more
my
neoclassic, yes.
yeah, my style is like that. And as much as I love bright colors, my father used to always tell me, thoda subtle, white, beige. And it suits me a lot, but I also wear such colors. But I think if I had my home, it'll be like more neutrals.
More neutrals.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when did you you finished your schooling in Delhi?
Right.
And where did you do your college?
So college was also in Delhi University,
Okay.
and then I went for my post graduation to the United Kingdom.
Oh, okay. Where? In the
I
UK?
was in the University of Leeds. I did my masters in
nice.
advertising and marketing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So how would you feel if you had to market and rebrand the Congress? How would you do that? I didn't know that side about you. And if you had, marketing and PR and branding are one of the main things, as that's what the BJP has done till today, and market and branded and position themselves. How would you, being an emerging Congress leader, brand the Congress party?
So that's what I said. BJP took advantage of the social media very fast, and I feel that today narratives can change So it is how you project yourself through this medium, and this is the medium which is best connected with the youth. And I feel that the past should be the past. In fact, the older generation, I don't want to discount them, but it's very difficult to change their mind. So that should not be the target audience for the Congress party anyway. We have Rahul ji, who is very well connected with the younger people, and the younger lot is the one that you can really mold, influence, make them understand the basics and the reality. So social media is the best way to connect, and positive messaging should be the way to go.
So the Congress did really well this election, and a lot of the allies did very well, and a lot of the credit, and it actually is truly, Rahul does deserve the credit for walking both the Bharat Jodo Yatra and the Nyay Yatra, plus earning the respect of the allies as well as the public. And the voter is king in India, as we all know. A lot of the young politicians who Rahul supported and who he gave ministries to when they were in their 20s and 30s left the party and joined other political parties to get, I guess, a better future, or according to them, serve the country. So do you think that somewhere along the line they did a wrong decision, because they always were here, they truly were the true congressmen and from Congress families since generations, and it was also an emotional decision to leave. But see, politics changes, things change really fast, and nobody would have believed that this would have been the result. So do you feel, and I'm sure you're friends with some of them, having family relations with your father, having with their families and you knowing them, do you feel unofficially some of them have told you, yes, maybe we made a wrong decision, or we should have waited a little while?
I mean, friends on the outside is separate. I guess to each his own, and these are sometimes politics of compulsion. So what were the reasons at that point of time? Like you said, things changed so fast.
Yeah.
So, the reasons at that point of time, personal or professional, could have been anything. I wouldn't want to get into that space.
Into that, okay.
But I still hope that, everyone who's...
comes back.
Yes, it would be,
and it's one big happy family.
Yeah, it would be amazing to have all those people back together, working together
towards
for the Congress
goal
party,
for the country.
Yes, absolutely. I think that will be the most ideal thing. I would love to see that day.
Yeah, and another personal question. I mean, you have children. You have two beautiful daughters, and how do you see them? Do you see them in politics, or would you want them to pursue their own careers, what they feel like doing?
They're free to do what they want, but I just want them to be aware citizens. I want them to be sensitive. I want them to be empathetic. I want them to know what's going on around them. See, they've like us, they've also had a privileged upbringing.
Yes.
And they've seen the good side of politics or privileges or whatever that you say. But I really want them to be conscientious citizens, kind, empathetic, and I would love for them to be in politics, because I want them to be girls who make a difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one last question is that if you had to advise the youth and the women of India today, what would your advice be?
That be aware, be alert, and think of your future, think of your children's future, and take the right decisions when it comes to voting, because ultimately Janta Janardhan, and your future is in your hands.
Yes.
Your future is in your hands, so don't get misguided and don't get swayed. Be alert, be aware, and take the right decision.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a quick rapid fire of 5 quick questions. Indian clothes or Western clothes?
Indian clothes, always.
Okay. A Gujarati thali or Chinese food?
Chinese food.
Okay. Okay. Patola sari or a dress for an evening? Be honest, huh?
I don't wear too much saris. I love patola, but I don't wear, so I guess a dress.
So Western.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess a dress.
Okay. Yeah. If you had to choose between a holiday in an Indian hill station or Switzerland, which would you go for? Be honest. All the rapid fire. Tell the truth. Don't give me politically correct answers.
Switzerland is easier. The Indian roads are so bad. I had a very hard time
so
last
we
year.
need to improve the infrastructure.
Yeah,
that means.
absolutely. Yeah, the traffic, the roads are very bad.
Okay. And the other question: diamonds or clothes?
Diamonds.
Okay, that's a girl's best friend. So here it was with Mumtaz Patel, and a young, bright, aspirational and a huge leader in the coming years to see of the Congress and the country. It was lovely talking to her and getting her insights on the future, her thoughts, and how she feels she would like to change the Congress party when her time comes. Thank you, and see you again in the next episode.